Hey there, welcome to LC Yoga. My name is Laura, and today we're going to reset the nervous system. When we're dealing with stress or health issues or anything like that, we tend to close in and protect this area. So today we're going to reverse that and we're going to open up. And in doing so, we're going to do some poses that are going to help reset the nervous system and get us into a place feeling good. So if you're ready, get on your mat and I'll meet you there. We'll begin today in a full prone position. So come onto your knees just so that you can come forward and lie down on your stomach. And we're just going to reach the arms out in front of us and rest the forehead on the ground. Now you can reach the arms out front as I suggested, or you can stack the palms, your choice. And from here, start to deepen the breath. Fill the back and let it release. Now, if your forehead's resting on your hands or on the floor, feel that pressure, that acupressure point in the middle of the forehead, the third eye. And let that relax your eyes, your neck, and your shoulders. Deep breaths are filling the back, and all muscles release down as you exhale. Now, just from lying on the floor, you may be in a slight back bend compared to how you normally hold your spine. And so that crunching that happens when we are in protective, stressed out mode, we crunch forward, a gentle back bend will start to reverse that. So if this is enough, you can stay right here. Otherwise, we're going to do some more gentle back bending. So reach your right arm out in front of you. Bend your right knee and then grab a hold of your right ankle with your left hand. And you can just pull that foot in so that you're stretching into that quad by pressing the hips down. Or you can start to lift up in a half bow. Lifting the arm and the foot, pressing that foot into the hand, looking down the nose. It doesn't have to be the deepest back bend. We're just gently working into the muscles of the back and stretching that quad muscle. Deep breaths. Long neck. And release it. Now you can come down, rest the forehead just for a second. And then we'll switch sides. Reach the left arm out, bend the left leg. Right hand to left ankle. Pull that foot in towards the glute just to stretch it that way, or you can lift everything up. Pressing right toes into the ground, pressing the hips down, neck as long as you keep looking down at the mat. A couple more deep breaths here, and release. Stack one palm on top of the other and rest the forehead. Now Now this time, as you come up, we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So let the elbows come under the shoulders. Press the chest through the shoulders. Press the hips down, press all 10 toes into the ground. Again, the neck is long, so you don't have to arch it up. You can if you want to. But we're really just looking for a nice chest and ab opener. Just sort of pulling the chest through the arms. Gently. A couple more big breaths here. No crunching in the back. If you feel that, lower down. And then release. And again, stack the palms, rest the forehead. This time, wiggle the hips, just to release that. And this time, we're going to come into a cobra pose, but we're going to tent the fingertips to the left and to the right of the mat. As you inhale, start to lift the chest, only as far as it feels comfortable in your own spine. Hips are pressing down. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, start to twist toward the left. Let the right shoulder come forward. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take that over to the right side. Inhale it back to center. Exhale left. Inhale right. We're working those shoulders that get so tight. Inhale the center. Exhaling over to the right. Do it a couple more times at your own pace. This time when you come back to center, plant the hands and start to lift up. Again, only if this doesn't crunch the lower back. You can move the feet in and come into an upward dog, lifting the thighs off the ground. If that's too much, try putting the hands on the ground and lowering down, or putting the thighs on the ground and lowering down if you need to take pressure out of the back. We're not looking for any crunching. We're looking for a front body opener. You should feel a nice stretch in the chest and the abs. Now lift the hips, pull the hips back toward the heels, sit back on those heels and come into Thunderbolt, which is just sitting up on your knees and your heels. Place the backs of the hands on the knees and close the eyes. Let the spine neutralize. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Flip the hands over so the palms are on the thighs, and we're going to stretch into the neck. So just let the head drop forward gently. The back of the neck get long. And then roll it on over toward the left. Let the chin come up, and here you can kind of play with it, turning the neck or the chin up toward the sky or down toward the shoulder. Find where you need the stretch today. Close the eyes and feel your way into that. Just let the right shoulder fall away from right ear. Nice deep stretch into the neck. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, come on back down to center. Let the head hang there just for a second. And then inhale it on over toward the right. We're not pressing the ear toward the shoulder. We're just letting the weight of the head take care of that for us. Turning the head up or down. Find that stretch. Deep, slow breaths. Inhaling here, and on your next exhale, drop the chin down toward the front again. Let it hang there. And then we'll do that with breath a little bit faster. So inhale it over toward the left. Exhale down front. Inhale right. Exhale center. Inhale left. Exhale center. I don't know about you, but it's already loosening up for me. Inhale over to the right. Exhale center. A couple more times. Inhale left. Exhale center. Last time, inhaling and exhaling. Now let the chin rise up. With the eyes closed, just sort of notice how the neck feels now. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Stretch into the chest. So the palms can come together as the hands rise up. You can also keep them apart depending on how that feels in your shoulders. If you place the palms together, you'll get a little bit more into the pec muscle, the front of the chest. Now this is super important to reverse that crunching I was talking about. We get stressed out and we crunch in like this, we slouch, right? We're protecting this area. So reverse that, open up. Long neck. Now you can stay right there. If you want to come into rabbit pose, we're going to come on to the top of the head. So if you're dealing with any neck issues, not recommended. Okay, stay right there. Otherwise, we're going to place the forehead on the ground out in front with the hands interlaced behind. Start to roll up onto the very top of the head. No crunching in the neck. No strain. You see a gentle pressure on the top of the head. Shoulders stretching as the hands reach forward and away. Then when you're ready, release the hands. Place them down by the top of the head. Start to roll back down onto the forehead as your hips come to the heels and you're in child's pose. Reach the arms out in front of you. Get heavy. We'll start to lift up. Use the hands to walk back up to sitting. Interlace the fingers behind the back again. Stretch the chest and the shoulders. Now release the fingers, stretch the fingertips out behind you, and we'll come into a variation of camel. So tent the fingertips out behind you, lift the chest up and away from the fingers. Now if that's enough of a stretch, stay right there. If you want to lift the hips, you can add a little bit more into those shoulders. Head can drop back only if that feels good on the neck. And then when you're ready, sit back down on the heels. Press the hands on the knees and around the spine. Stretch the other way. And then come back to a neutral spine. Shift the hips off the heels over to the left. So now both of your heels are kind of on the right side of your right hip. And we're going to stretch into the sideways. So right hand down, left hand up. Turn over toward the left. And then start to side bend, get super long in that left waist. Hips dropping down, armpit working up and away from your right hand on the ground. So press into that. Press down to lift up. Turning the heart up toward the sky. So we're turning toward the left. No strain in the neck, so you can look down if it's starting to feel tight, or you can just turn the head back and forth. Shoulder is dropping away from the ear. release. And we'll come back to center, sitting up on the heels, and we'll take that to the other side. This time your left hand down, right hand up, turn toward the right, and start to side bend toward the left. Press into that left hand to lift up and away through that right armpit. And just release whatever is stuck in those muscles. Let it go. With each out breath, let it go. And then come on back to center. Sit back up on those heels. Now you may want to scoot to the center of the mat for this next one. Release the left foot, so bring it out in front of you. And then we're going to sit next to the right foot. If you're dealing with any knee issues, don't bother with that. You can stay right up on that heel, right? If that feels better. We're going to do half hero. So from here, bring the hands out behind you. Fingertips can face in or out. And we're going to start to lift using the left foot, the hips up and stretch into that right quad. So I'm pressing the hip up toward the sky. And just breathe deep into that. Sort of reversing all the sitting we do. Get rid of that. Tight quads because we sit so much. So breathe deep into that hip flexor. Again, the head can fall back if that feels good on the neck. Otherwise, bring it up. No strain in the neck. Shoulders are loose. Lower the hips down, and we're just going to simply switch sides. So bring the right foot out, left foot, tuck it next to your left hip, or sit up on it. Your choice. Lifting up, pressing the hips up and away. Deep stretch. If your elbows start to feel a little crunchy, you can micro bend into those elbows. Sometimes we overextend the elbows and we're not even aware of it. I didn't know that I did that until I started filming myself teaching yoga videos. It's like, oh, look at that. I overextend my elbows. It doesn't usually hurt, but sometimes it gets a little crunchy. So a little micro bend helps that. I'll lower the hips down. This time bring both feet out in front. Bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side, and let the feet go far away from you. Rock the hips back and forth so you can tilt the pelvis forward and the hips go back. I'm just going to take a long-legged Baddha Konasana here. Start to lean forward with a flat back. You can use the fingertips behind. And just let the hips open. If that doesn't feel great, you can move the feet a little closer. Foot position, not mandatory. So lean in and breathe. Let gravity do its job. If your hands are behind, as the hips open, you may want to bring them a little further forward, out in front. Deep breaths. Now from here, come on up to sit. Cross the legs, roll over the knees, and step back into a downward dog. Press into the mat with the hands. Knees can be bent. This is our first time upside down on this practice, so maybe walk one heel up and then the other. Maybe press the chest through the arms. Stretch those shoulders. Now on your next inhale, reach the right leg up toward the sky. Bend the knee
and stack the hip. Bring the right heel over by the left hip. Knee straight up toward the sky. Breathe and open. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw that knee in toward the chest and step it forward into a lunge between the hands and lower the knee down in the back. Bring the hands to the front thigh. Come on up. Now we're going to press, this is Anjani Asana, and we're going to do it well. So press the left hip forward, using the right foot as a brake. Right? So we're getting a nice stretch on the left side. Inhaling, sweep the arms up toward the sky. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Chest is pressing up and away from the back foot as the back toes press into the ground. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, cactus the arms. And we're just going to sweep the arms up with breath. So swing them out and up, back to where they were. As you inhale and then exhale, cactus them again. So we're working those shoulders again. Inhale, sweep them out and up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Place the hands down by the front foot, step back, downward dog. And we'll take a vinyasa. So ripple the spine forward, tuck chin to chest, come all the way into a plank. Lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground. Inhale into cobra, just coming up to your own degree. Curl the toes under, exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Deep breaths, opening into the left side waist, psoas muscle, hip flexor. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, step that foot forward into a lunge. Lower the back knee and come on up. Pressing right hip forward this time, let it drop. Inhale, sweep the arms up toward the sky. Drop those shoulders away from the ears. Chest presses up. Back toes firm into the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, out and up. Exhale. One more time like that. Inhale. Exhale. Place the hands down by the front foot and step back, downward dog. Vinyasa. Inhale, swim it forward into a plank. Lower the knees. As you exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Press all 10 toes and inhale into a cobra. Curl the toes under. Exhale, lift the hips. Down dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Bend the knee and stack the hip. Deep breath in here. Exhale, step it forward into a lunge. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Anjani one more time. Exhale the hands down by the front foot. This time step into a plank. Lower the left knee down to the ground. Step the right foot behind and we'll come into rock star, aka wild thing. Lift the hips up as you reach the right fingertips toward the front of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, come on back, down dog. Inhale the left foot up this time. Exhaling, step it. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down by the front foot and step back into a plank. Lower the right knee down this time. Step the left foot behind As you come onto the outer edge of that right foot, lift the hips up. Reach the right or the left arm up toward the front of the mat. Wild thing it up. Come back to downward dog. Deep breath in. Come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, press those heels down. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Let something go. Inhale the right leg up. This time step it forward into a lunge, lower the back knee down, and heel toe the foot over toward the left, and we'll come into pigeon. Protect that right knee. Put something underneath it if you need to. Right foot is flexed. Stay up high to begin with. And then pick that back knee up using the back toes. Scoot the hips back and then lower down. Bring the right heel in toward the hip if that helps the knee. Get long with a long spine as you inhale. Exhale, you can start to lean forward, but press, using the hands, press the hips back. Open that right hip up. Couple more breaths here. I'll walk those hands back up and then curl the toes under and step back into downward dog, and we'll take the other side. Inhale the left foot up. Exhaling, step it forward into a lunge, lower the back knee down. Heel toe your left foot over toward the right and lower the knee. Flexing the foot, stay up high. Lift the back knee up, pull the hips back, and then lower down. Now stay up high, especially if that hip is feeling tight, which my left one is. So I'm going to stay right here. Flexing the foot and drawing the heel in toward the hip if that feels better. Deep breaths into left hip. As the hip starts to open, you can start walking the hands forward, pressing the hips back continuously. One more big breath here. Deflate that hip. Now let all your weight come onto the left hip as you swing your right leg around. Roll down onto your back. We're almost done. We're going to do a couple of twists and Shavasana and call it a day. So take your favorite twist here. Let the arms float out into a T shape. Maybe you're letting both knees, as they are stacked, fall over toward the left. Shoulders are on the ground, looking over toward the right. If shoulders aren't on the ground, put something under the knee. If you're not feeling much, feel free to take a different twist. So you could straighten the bottom leg, draw the top knee across. You could wrap the right leg over the left, and let the knees fall. Your choice. But you want both shoulders on the ground. So press the left one into the ground, and that's going to help. Close the eyes, and then just breathe into the side waist and lower back. No pain, no crunching. Just opening. We did a lot of work today to open the front body and the side waist. Undo all that crunching we do when we're stressed out. And right now you're stretching into and breathing into the side waist and back. And that's where the adrenal gland is. So refresh that poor adrenal gland that's been working so hard for you. On your next inhale, unravel the legs if you wrapped them, and come back to center. And we'll take the other side. So whatever twist you took on the first side, take that on this one, letting the knees fall over toward the left as both shoulders stay toward the right, as both shoulders stay on the ground. This time pressing the right shoulder into the ground. Left side waist getting long. Adrenal gland recharging with every deep, deep breath. Unravel the legs if you wrapped them. Come on back to center. Let the legs stretch long out in front of you. Feet flop open. Palms open up to the sky. Shavasana. Final relaxation. So shake the head. Release the neck. Snuggle the shoulders under. Get comfy. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then let it out through an open mouth. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale deeply through the nose. And sigh it out. Last time, inhaling deep all the way, as much as you can. Exhaling, release. Let every muscle release toward the floor. Let the breath do whatever it wants. And let the breath start to deepen. Start to bend into your right knee, bend your left, placing your feet on the floor, knees toward the sky, and bring the hands to the upper thighs. Draw the knees in toward the chest. Wrap the arms around the knees, maybe rocking back and forth. Pull the knees in, give yourself a hug. And then roll on up to sit. Find a comfortable seat, either in simple cross-legged, half lotus, backs of the hands to the knees. Close the eyes. And just breathe. Notice how different you feel. to start a practice. We rebooted our systems. So take this energy with you out in the world, spread it around. Namaste.